Why do men go silent in love? Does silence mean he's falling out of love, or is it his way of protecting the relationship? Have you ever felt anxious when the man you love suddenly goes silent? No more sweet texts, no more frequent calls. You start wondering, does he still love me? Why isn't he sharing his thoughts with me? Is our relationship fallen apart? A man's silence in love often leaves women feeling confused and insecure. But the truth is, men don't always go silent because they've stopped loving. On the contrary, sometimes it's their way of protecting the love they cherish. Unlike women, who often process emotions by talking and sharing, men tend to deal with their feelings in silence. They need space to think, to regain emotional balance, and sometimes to love you in their own way. So why do men choose silence instead of expressing their thoughts? Is it a sign of emotional distance, or simply part of their natural instincts? And most importantly, what should you do when faced with his silence? Let's uncover the truth in this video 1. Silence means he needs space to think. Women often process emotions by talking to friends or loved ones. But men handle challenges differently. They retreat into silence. When facing stress at work or in life, they don't immediately talk about it. They prefer to think it through on their own. During conflicts, they don't like to argue right away. They need time to sort out their emotions. When issues arise in love, they don't rush to explain. They want to find a solution before opening up. Silence doesn't mean avoidance. It's a man's way of regaining emotional balance and working through his thoughts before he's ready to share. For men, speaking before they have clear answers only adds to the confusion. So instead of pressuring him to talk right away, give him the space he needs. When he's ready, he will come back and open up to you. 2. Silence helps him regain balance in the relationship. Have you ever noticed that a man can be deeply affectionate one moment, then suddenly distant the next? This doesn't mean he has lost interest or wants to leave. In reality, it's his way of restoring emotional balance. When emotions run deep, some men instinctively pull back to process their feelings. They don't want to lose themselves in the relationship or feel like they're losing control over their personal life. They need space to reflect on their emotions, miss you more, and appreciate the relationship even more. Silence doesn't mean forgetting you. Sometimes it's the moment he realizes just how much you mean to him. The key is not to panic, chase, or try to break the silence. Instead, focus on yourself, enjoy your life, pursue your passions, and let him come back to you naturally. When a man returns on his own, it's because he's sure that his feelings for you aren't just fleeting. They're real, deep, and worth holding on to. 3. Silence, a man's way of protecting love. Women often prefer to resolve issues through immediate conversation and emotional expression. However, men handle conflicts differently. They don't always want to argue or explain things right away. Sometimes, silence is their way of protecting the relationship. When tension arises, he may stay silent, not because he doesn't care, but because he fears saying something hurtful in the heat of the moment. He needs time to think things through rather than reacting impulsively. He takes a step back to find the best solution instead of letting anger make things worse. Silence doesn't always mean distance. It can be his way of preserving love, respect, and the connection between you two. If he chooses silence, resist the urge to push him for answers immediately. Instead, give him the space to process his thoughts. When he's ready, he will return and communicate with you in the most sincere way possible. 4. What should you do when a man goes silent? The most important thing, don't panic and don't force him to talk immediately. Give him space. If he needs time to think, respect that. Avoid bombarding him with messages or pressuring him for an instant response. Don't create negative scenarios in your mind. Instead of assuming he no longer loves you, understand that this is simply how he processes his emotions. Focus on yourself. While he takes his time, use this moment to care for yourself and do things that make you happy. This not only helps you maintain a positive mindset, but also makes him appreciate and miss you more. When he returns, welcome him with warmth. Avoid blaming or criticizing him for being silent. Let the conversation flow naturally and listen to what he has to say. By handling his silence with patience and confidence, you create a stronger emotional bond, one that is built on understanding, respect, and lasting connection. 5. When is silence a sign that he's falling out of love? While silence is normal in relationships, it can sometimes indicate deeper issues. Be mindful if he constantly avoids serious conversations. He no longer makes time for you. He stops caring about your feelings. These could be signs that he is emotionally withdrawing. Learn to distinguish between silence as a way to protect love and silence that signals emotional disconnection. Conclusion. A man's silence doesn't always mean he no longer loves you. Sometimes it's just his way of thinking, processing emotions, and protecting the relationship he values. Give him time and space to reflect. Don't panic or pressure him to talk. Focus on yourself and maintain a positive mindset. If the love is real, he will always come back. And if you learn to appreciate these silent moments, your relationship will grow even stronger. Have you ever experienced a man's silence in love? Share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on men's psychology and relationships. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to follow the channel so you won't miss upcoming videos, where we'll explore exciting and practical secrets to create a fulfilling life and love every day.